Good morning. We're going to go over the biology classroom website a little bit. We're going to start with a little bit about me. My name is Summer Stockwell. This is my first year teaching, and I am super excited to get your kids excited about science and to get to know them. I have two dogs, Riley and Ronan. They're both little Chihuahua mixes. I love to do crafts and projects. So expect your children to be doing a couple of projects throughout the school year. I graduated from Purdue with my Bachelor's of Science in Biology. I have a true passion about science. I am super excited to get to teach this and get your children super excited about science as well. Because this is my first year, it will be a learning year for the both of us. We're going to go on to information about class. So whenever your children come into class, I expect them to really be engaged in classroom activities. We're going to be working through workbooks and having morning quizzes. Not every morning, but once or twice a week they'll have a morning quiz. They'll be doing a lot of lab work, and then closer to the end of the year, I am planning a individualized lab projects where they kind of get to make their own hypothesis and choose their own direction. I'm really excited about that. Let's go on to daily routines. So whenever your child comes into class, I expect them to come early and prepared for those morning quizzes and have done their readings the night before. There'll be a short lecture, and then we'll move on to practice of the material that needs to be learned during class, and or lab work if it's a lab day. And then we're going to go on to my rules and expectations. So like I said before, I expect your children to come early and prepared to class. They need to be wearing proper clothing and treat the lab equipment with care on those lab days. If they don't, they will lose participation points. Same with coming early to class. They'll be required to go back to their locker to, get those materials, and they'll also lose those participation points if that happens. Food allowed in the classroom during times when labs are taking place. That's not allowed. They are allowed to have food if it's just a lecture day. If no labs are going on, that's okay. But whenever lab time comes, it's no food or drink is allowed in the classroom, and that's just to keep your children safe. I expect them to be respectful to not only me, but other students and the classroom as well. If they, depending on the severity of it, they will lose participation points if they are disrespectful. So materials that are needed for class, I expect them to have their textbook every day. Some teachers don't use their textbook as much, but we will be using our textbook, and that just kind of helps them have a visual of what they're learning and be able to go back and look at that stuff. They need to have a notebook, utensils to write down notes. On those lab days, they need to have safety goggles, closed-toed shoes, pants, preferably something that long sleeve or something that covers their shoulders. And again, that's just for their safety. And then we will go on to the procedures in class. So these are our procedures. I'm going to go over a couple with you guys, but obviously we don't have the time for all of them. The first one that we're going to go over is turning in assignments. So there will be assignments for this class, and the stuff that has been done at home and is due the next morning, I expect to be turned in before class begins. That just makes it easier on you. It makes it easier on me, on your children. So there will be a mailbox that they can turn that in before class. And then during the class, so we have classwork and lab work and stuff like that. If that is completed before class ends, they're more than welcome to turn that in the mailbox at the end of class. The second procedure that we're going to go through is absences. Absences kind of affect me and you and the children as well, and I do understand that they happen. So if your child misses a class, please notify me as soon as possible. We'll get to my contact information in just a little bit. That's just so that I can get the materials to you, hopefully before your children comes back to class. And then that's just to keep them from falling behind. So once your child returns to school, any assignments that were due during the time your child missed will be due that at the beginning of that class period. And then any assignments that were missed during the time that they were absent, they'll have 2 days to turn in or make up a test, depending on what it is. And just I'll work with them. We will figure out a way to, get them the material and the information that they need in order to succeed. Because obviously I want my students to succeed, and that would make you guys and me happy as well. So let's go over to my contact information. So the best way to contact me is by email. I will try to get back to you within the hour. My email is connected to my phone, so that is a way that is the best way to contact me. If there's an emergency situation or something that I need to know immediately and you need an immediate response, you may call my cell phone. I will try my best to answer immediately, but, my cell phone is not always on me. So that's why that email is a little bit easier to get in contact with me. But, in emergency situations, my cell phone is okay. If it is during a school period, you're more than welcome to call my school phone. We can talk about whatever we need to. We can set up meetings, anything that is necessary. And I think that's about it. And I'm very excited to be teaching your children this year. Thank you.